No city, no town, no community of more than 1,000 people or 200 buildings to the square mile shall be built or permitted to exist anywhere in the United States of America. Constitution of the United States, 30th Amendment. In North America, who survives a nuclear war? The Mennonites. Welcome to Vintage SF. I'm Richard Rempel. Just who are the Mennonites? To answer this question, we have to go back to the 1500s. The Protestant Reformation is generally considered to have started in 1517 when Martin Luther posted his 95 Thesis in Wittenberg, Germany. This was the start of a break from the Catholic Church. A particular group of Protestants were called Anabaptists. The term Anabaptist comes from the Greek words ana and baptize, which means to re-baptize. Anabaptists believe that baptism should only be administered to adults who have chosen to follow Jesus. They believed in separation of church and state. They were pacifists and also believed in shared ownership. One influential Anabaptist leader was Menno Simons. He was a Roman Catholic priest turned Anabaptist. He was such an influential leader that a group of people following him became known as the Mennonites. From the Anabaptists and from the Mennonites, there were further fractions. There was a Swiss Anabaptist named Jacob Ammann, who didn't think the Anabaptists were following their founding principles close enough. His followers became known as the Amish. Another Anabaptist leader, a German named Jacob Hutter, started a group that was called the Hutterites. Mennonites themselves had people who didn't think they were following their principles well enough and became what we might think of as Old Order Mennonites. For the purpose of this review, just know that Old Order Mennonites, Amish, and Hutterites are people who live separate from our society in their own communities. There's varying degrees of technology used by these communities. For example, there's a Hutterite community in Alberta who relies on solar power. Many of the communities use up-to-date technology in agriculture and manufacturing. Today, I want to talk about The Long Tomorrow by Leigh Brackett, 1955. This is a post-apocalyptic coming-of-age tale set in eastern United States, at least to begin with. Here we have that old order of Mennonites that you would see in Pennsylvania. Following a devastating nuclear war, all the big cities of the United States are destroyed. In the countryside, chaos rules, but the communities of the Mennonites and Amish survive, and they even thrive and become part of the government of what is left of the United States. Their distrust of technology and population causes the 30th Amendment to be adopted. The novel is broken into 3 books. The first book's setting is a small New Order Mennonite community in Piper's Run. Len is our protagonist, and as a young boy within this community, he and his cousin Esau dream of technology and a mythical town called Barterstown. Somewhere in western United States, they believe that this town exists, a town that uses technology. Lenny's grandmother every once in a while recalls the times before the war, sitting on the porch together, her mind in the past. She says to Lenny, "They had big movie theaters, huge, with plush seats, and supermarkets twice as big as that barn, with every kind of food in them, all in bright shiny packages, the things you could buy any day in the week that you've never even heard of. Lenny, white sugar, we thought nothing of it, and spices, and fresh vegetables all winter frozen into little bricks. And the things there were in the stores. Oh, so many things. I couldn't begin to tell you. Clothes and toys and electric washers and books and radios and TV sets." These dreams, though, go against that which the community believes. This is a close-knit religious community, and these kind of things are sin. They will not be tolerated. But these young boys can't help themselves. They discover the harshness of their community, and they also discover a radio. How does this radio work? Can they find books that will explain it? And what will they hear? Book 1 is about rebellion and dreaming of something more. Is there a better future out there for them? Book 2 takes us out of Piper's Run, and the world expands. We learn more about those who aren't Old Order Mennonites. How can some of the life that used to exist return with this harsh amendment to the Constitution? Our young boys grow into men, and we follow their tale as they still dream of Barterstown. And Book 3 expands the world even more as we learn about the truth of Bartertown. Does its legacy live up to the legend? I don't want to reveal too much about the plot in Book 2 and Book 3. I think this is something that you need to experience. This is one of those 1950s post-apocalyptic novels that sits shoulder to shoulder with books like The Earth Abides, The Day of the Triffids, The Death of Grass, Alas, Babylon, and A Canticle for Leibowitz. While it may not reach some of the levels of those novels, it is a very, very good novel. Themes of religion and government, coming of age in a strict religious community, seeking your way in the world, believing that the grass is greener on the other side, and the harsh lessons of reality. Many consider this Leigh Brackett's best novel. A lot of people know her, though, as the person who wrote the first draft for George Lucas's The Empire Strikes Back. I would hope that people would expand beyond that factoid and try some of the short fiction and novels of Leigh Brackett. The Long Tomorrow is a great place to start. I give The Long Tomorrow 8.5 out of 10. Recommended. So have you read The Long Tomorrow? What are your thoughts? Any other Leigh Brackett stories that you would recommend? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, keep reading.